question.
Hi, Mr. Mayor.
How are you?
Good. I wanted to ask you today, President is expected to announce an executive order around asylum seekers, limiting how many can come in once a certain number of them have crossed over. I wanted to get your thoughts on that in light of the comments you made about the officer shot in Queens. I also wanted to know, did you get an invitation to the event? The governor is expected to attend that event, and I wanted to know if you got an invitation. And then one final question, probably for Deputy Mayor Ann Williams-Isom. How many asylum seekers have applied for work authorization? And of those that have applied, how many have actually gotten the authorization?
Of 200,000 people entered our city, 200,000 people, larger than other cities, 200,000. And so whatever could be done to slow the flow, give us the resources, allow people to work, I'm all for. And to the invite to the event, people should be asking, did Eric invite you to his events? I have too much to do to worry about what guest list I'm not on or not on. My day is nonstop. I enjoy going to the events in New York, and I do not have to raise my hand and say, please invite me somewhere. Trust me. I got too much to do on my calendar. You should be asking, why can't I come to Eric events?
And Mayor, I just want to add, the IGA team, myself personally, remains in constant contact with the White House at a minimum on a weekly basis, sometimes daily. And we were notified well in advance of this announcement and knew that it was coming.
Kelly, I'm sorry. You asked me this last week, so my bad I didn't get it to you. Just wanted to also let you know we got 1,200 new asylum seekers this week, because I know we keep on thinking that we want to limit 30 days, we want to limit 60 days, but that's one of the tools that we have so that we can make sure that we're making room for the new asylum seekers that are coming. And I'm really hoping that this executive order will give us some relief in that area. So we don't actually get that information from the federal government, so it's self-reported. So we know that if somebody did their application maybe 6 months ago, people would have their, may have gotten some of their information, maybe work authorization. So I'll get you those numbers about what we have that has been self-reported when people call us back or when we call them.
And I just want to clarify, when we talk about these numbers, 200,000, 1,200, those are the people that have come into our care. There are many more people beyond that that are coming into the city of New York every single day that are not necessarily seeking care. So the number is huge, and just continuing to put that in perspective.
DM, and while we don't have the number from the federal government, we do have the number of that applied through our services. It's over 53,000.
Over 53,000, and we just actually had our year anniversary of our asylum seeker clinic, I believe. And again, it's something that everybody in the nation is really looking to us. I think we have 5 different sites where we're able to continue to do TPS, work authorization, and asylum applications. It takes about 4 hours to do an asylum application, so it takes a lot of woman time and man time in order to get that done. But we've been, from the feedback that we've gotten, our applications have been very good. And so we've been pleased that that was one of the things, that and resettlement, we think are one of the things that are most important as we try to attack this humanitarian crisis.
Hi, Mr. Mayor, how are you?
What's happening?
Just building on the executive order. The administration has been in contact with the Biden administration about this. So what communications has your administration had about that, and input you've given, and what effect do you believe this executive order will have on the flow of migrants here? It seems like we've been hovering around 12 to 1,400 for the last 3 to 4 months now, maybe a little bit longer. So what impact will that have locally? And then on your opening statements about the Queens police shooting, is there any talks now of any changes to the sanctuary city laws in the wake of this shooting?
You said 12 to 1,300 monthly?
Oh, weekly, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Over the last 3 to 4 or 5 months.
No, we've been about 4,000, 4,000 or 5,000 a month. Again, whatever, as I stated, whatever we can do to slow the flow and finance and allow people to work, I'm all for. The sanctuary cities, people should have a right to be here without being fearful of being turned over to immigration. I've been very clear on that. I thought Koch had it right many years ago. I thought the other mayors had it right. I think the big mistake is that those who commit serious crimes should not be allowed to stay in our city after they served their time and they went through the judicial process. A person like this that shoots at 2 police officers at point-blank range, that is probably part of a robbery pattern. And when the robbery pattern, that means that there are several incidents that's attached to it. A person that is potentially dragged an innocent woman down the street, a person that is potentially part of a domestic incident, they should not remain in our city. Far too many people come here to pursue the American dream. We should be here to give access to that dream. They are a deterrent to the dream.
Did we turn it? Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, you want to go first, Jeff?
Yes, thank you so much. I just want to add that Mayor Adams has led the charge nationally to ask the Biden administration, to deliver more resources and help to New York City and other cities struggling with this crisis. And we believe that today's announcement is a direct result of his efforts.
And you know, we knew that the White House could do executive action, and we see that Republicans don't want to do anything in Congress, and we, the cities, need relief. So I'm hopeful that what this will look like we'll go back to the good old days when we just had, a couple of people who were coming into the DHS system. We now have more asylum seekers, over 65,000 than we do traditional New Yorkers in our DHS system. That's bananas. We've been saying it for so long that we're used to it now, but there's no getting over that we're caring for 120,000 people in a system that was already overburdened. So I'm hopeful in this moment that we will see some real relief in terms of the amount of people that we are getting in through the front door, and that we're going to be continuing to work with the state to do resettlement of people. Again, we could be doing a national resettlement strategy. There's no magic about what we're doing, but that would be really great. And if we are able to give TPS to other populations besides Venezuelans, that would really help a lot too.
In addition, it would be great if he would give us some financial resources.
Right.
We still need the money. We still have to appeal to the federal government to give us the money, because this is still on our dime and we cannot sustain. So we still need the money from the federal government.
I would just add, DM, and you just said something. Now we have. That now has been a long time. We've had more asylum seekers in our care for well over a year at this point than long time on House New Yorkers.
400 months that we've been going through this. It's just, I know it feels like it's just normal, but it's not. And we're really looking forward to getting back to resettling people and having people come and get what they want, which was the American dream. And we think the federal government is the people who can help the most in that.
What role the administration has played in getting this executive order?
I think Tiffany said the role is that we've been calling for it since day one.
We've been leading the conversation in the country. Mayor Adams has been doing that with his other colleagues in other cities and with legislative leaders nationally. And so that's the role that we played.
And I would also point out, Craig, just look at the transcripts from these off topics or from any of the press conferences we had before. We've been calling for executive action for well over a year now, because we knew that Congress, they have not been doing so, taking any action in over 40 plus years, especially since Donald Trump told Republicans in Congress not to do anything in an election year.
And I think just one final thing, I just want to underscore what DM Williams-Isom said. When we came into this administration, there were 45,000 people in shelter. There are now 120,000 people in shelter. That is tripling our homeless shelter system in 2 years. That is remarkable. When people talk about what's a big thing, that's a pretty big thing. It's a pretty significant, real accomplishment to have been able to do that work. And all of the tools that have been used, one of the things that the mayor was also kind of remarking, the 30-60 day, that is a tool that's really important to help manage this crisis as well.